friends, Driven Dave, coming at you with another spontaneous car review. You guessed it, Kia K5. Come on, focus. There we go. Look at that. So I wanted to see if this works. I'm gonna lock the door, and then I'm gonna hold this. It has remote start. That's cool. Let's check out the trunk space. Look at that. This is a rental car spec. Look at this trunk, friends. Wow, that's huge. Not, if I'm honest, not a very large opening. I mean, my bag is not very big. So that's a little, I could see that might be a small issue, but you know, that's gonna be fine. I'm sure Alex on autos would lay down in it. Oh, trunk didn't want to close. That's all right. And checking it out, this is, of course, rental car spec. So, I don't think this is like the fancy one. It's the LXS model. But, you know, I like it. It's got these beefy, like, large sidewall tires for a smooth ride. It's got a nice aggressive front end. Look at that. All this kind of, this stuff going on. Pretty cool. I'm into that. Looks like it's relocked itself. Also looks like a new tire. Oh well, I don't care. It's not my car. Get some nice scratches. But luckily we have the full insurance on it. So the guy at Enterprise said literally, if you total the car, he said, you don't have to worry about any little scratches. You can bring it back totaled and it'll be fine. So it looks like we've got some wireless CarPlay going on. That's kind of nice. My only gripe with that would be, I'm going to plug my phone in here. I think it is a little nicer. I mean, wireless CarPlay is great. Okay, no doubt about it. But it is kind of nice to just like with my Kia, I just plug my phone in and it just works. And I kind of like that. I don't have to connect wirelessly. So, but I'm just old fashioned. I mean, because I figure if you're in the car, you're probably going to be charging your phone anyway. And that's certainly the case for me. So I don't really have a need for wireless CarPlay. But, you know, this is also my first experience with it. So maybe I would like it. I don't know. In any case, I'm going to get the car out on the road a little bit. And then we'll talk a little bit more about some quirks and features. All right, here we are. We're on the road, and just wanted to share kind of some on-road observations, I guess would be the right word. This particular car, it's a 2021. I don't know what happened to it, but something happened in the front end. There's a slight kind of wobble or shimmy in the steering wheel. It's a rental car, so I'm sure it's probably been curbed, you know, not once, but many times. You can kind of see the steering wheel. It's only at certain speeds. The tire probably needs balanced. Yeah, anyway, no big deal. Car drives great other than that. One thing I did notice about the design, you see these little windows? Isn't that neat? I'm so glad they brought that kind of design language back. I think that's a nice touch. It's kind of like the old smoker's window or whatever you want to call it. A lot of people just called it air conditioning because they would just crack that open. Obviously it doesn't open, but it's still nice that it's there. And I suppose if you were really down on your luck, you couldn't get into your car, you could break that window, and I don't know if that would be cheaper than the big one. I don't know. Very pretty drive today, as you can see. We're like right on the coast of California. It's absolutely gorgeous, and enjoying the view from the K5 here. It's not a bad place to be. The driver's seat is fairly comfortable. I'm curious to see if a more kind of specced out version of this car might be a little more comfortable. The cushioning feels a little bit flat and not, I don't know, it's not as supportive as I would want. It's just kind of firm, but not in a good way, if that makes sense. And again, this is not the fanciest car by any means. You know, we've got a regular steering wheel. There's no leather or vinyl wrapping on this. Everything's just kind of bare bones, but as something I've talked about before.
Look at that. That's awesome.
As I've talked about before, what Kia does and Hyundai, which of course are the same company, what they do better than, you know, most other car brands is giving you more for less. And this car is no exception. It's got, it does have lane keep assist, although it doesn't seem to be like in the Sportage. Like, I don't feel the steering wheel correcting. I feel like it just kind of beeps. So I'll kind of go over the line here. It didn't even beep that time. That's kind of funny. But it does have that, such as it is. It does have auto hold, which if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I love auto hold. That's a must-have. As far as I can tell, it does not have adaptive cruise. It's just regular cruise, but I'm sure it works fine. I'll try it now. What's this? Oh, you know what? I stand corrected. You see the little steering wheel button? That is the, I don't know, smart steer or whatever you want to call it. So now the car is kind of just keeping the line. I don't feel like it's keeping the best line or the line that I would keep, but at least let's see if it takes this turn. Whoa. Now, some of you will have cars that have this feature. I don't. So to me, this is hocus pocus, crazy magic. And I kind of like that. You just kind of have to keep your hand on the wheel and then it will steer for you. Let's turn on cruise control as well and get that set. There we go. Got cruise set. We've got the, you know, auto steer set. We've got wireless CarPlay going. Again, sorry about that. As I was saying, I think I was complaining about the wireless CarPlay. I would prefer to just have it, you know, plug in my cord and have it work, but that's okay. I'm gonna say that the auto steer thing in this car, I like it. I think it's pretty darn good. I'm a little apprehensive. It's starting to rain, and I don't know. I'm definitely keeping my hand right by the wheel. This is weird. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having to get used to it, and you're here with me as I get used to it. So let's talk power. This car has a good amount of power, man. I threw it into sport mode just to kind of see what it would be like, and I like it a lot. I think it's really impressive. It kind of gets up and goes. I haven't really felt a speed where I didn't have decent acceleration. It's no rocket ship, but it's pretty fast. I think, like, if you're looking for a car, you know, a sedan with a decent amount of room on the inside that won't kill you at the gas tank, this is a good option, like, for real. And so I was saying, like, Kia gives you a lot for the money. This screen is just lovely. The maps really look good. Look at that, man. Dual zone, automatic climate control. That's great. Really clear, easy to find buttons. It has kind of three levels of auto fans. You've got low, medium, and high by pressing this auto button. I just have it on low because that's fine for me. The infotainment system, although I love the screen, the controls are a little, I don't know why I find them to be not very user-friendly. I own a Kia and everything is basically the same, it's just updated. But I find that mine is a little easier to use, and I do have kind of some more actual, like, hard buttons that I can press for certain features. So I am kind of missing that, but they have done overall I think it's a really nice package. And again, really nice screen, The backup camera is delightful. I was very impressed with that. Coming over here to the steering wheel, you've got your voice commands, which is going to be great for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You can toggle between the different modes here. I don't know if this has satellite radio. Probably not. I don't know that many people are going to use satellite radio for much longer, but I guess if you have it, you can toggle between that there. FM, AM, all of that. No CD player, as with most modern cars, which I miss, and I'm old school like that. You got your volume controls, your track controls. I am using the Amazon Music app, and I noticed trying to, kind of go through different tracks on an album, it didn't work very well. So I think that's kind of part of the wireless thing. And in my car, which is much older than this, it's a 2018, Amazon Music works great, and I can toggle through the tracks really easily. Call, answer, hang up, and then over here we've obviously got the driver information screens. So looks like this car is averaging out 33.2 miles per gallon. Not bad, especially for something that's not a hybrid and like that. That's really pretty good.
In 1 mile, keep left onto State Route 1 North.
Driver attention warning. That's interesting.
Santa Cruz.
I'm gonna ignore that, but I guess you can turn that on. Obviously, all of the driver assistance packages, this main menu, you can go through quite a bit of stuff I'm not going to bother with right now. Speed. Okay, so not a whole lot of screens, but good enough. It's fine with me. I was kind of talking about drive modes, so I've got it in sport right now. When I had it in smart mode, I guess, which is kind of like the eco mode, the car tends to kind of lag off the line. I'm assuming that maybe that's because it has what I'm guessing is
Keep
a turbo.
Left onto State Route 1 North, Watsonville, Santa Cruz.
I'm driving this so that I can go kind of have a break. It's been a long day already. But during my break, I'm going to look up.
Go straight on for 13 minutes to exit 400.
It doesn't matter what car I drive. The guy always interrupts. Drop a comment down below. Give him a funny name. I would love to hear your suggestions. So I'm going to look up a little more info. Now we're going to do a little passing power. Yeah, no problem. Of course, I'm only going 55. Yes. There we go. And we've got the wipers going. And the thing that's great, another thing that's great is just, this is your standard Kia. So if you're familiar with the Hyundai Kia products, this is just going to be kind of more of the same. For me, it's great because I already know where all the controls are going to be. Everything is just kind of laid out really nicely. And, the gas pedal has a nice feel to it. The brake pedal has a nice feel to it. The steering wheel, although the wheel itself feels very nice. The electric, that didn't work so well. The electric power steering, it is pretty numb, if I'm honest. It could be a little more communicative. And the auto steer feature, although I like it, I don't trust it. And I think they designed it that way on purpose, but I feel like there may be some bugs that still need to be worked out. So if you do have one of these, let me know if you like your auto steer. This also does, I think, have the auto high beams, which I absolutely hate in my car. It sucks. Now, we'll see how it is in this car, as it looks like I'll be driving back in the dark. And, it's funny, last week I drove the Kia Sportage in the rain, and this week I get to drive the K5 in the rain. Of course, the difference is I didn't bring my umbrella this time. Yay! I checked the forecast. I didn't see anything about rain, so kind of bummed about that. What else can I tell you? Yeah, brakes feel a little spongy, but they're fine. Again, this is just a good get her done 4-door sedan that I think you could drive long distances and be quite comfortable. You could also drive around the city, and it's peppy and eager, and just, it's just a very pleasant, easy experience. So I have to say, I'm very impressed. My buddy that I'm traveling with, as he was driving it, and he's not he's not car crazy the way I am, but he appreciates a nice car. And his first comment in driving it was like, wow, man, this actually feels like a luxury car. So, take that as you will. I don't think it feels like a luxury car, but I think it feels a lot more luxurious than what it is. It's punching way above its weight class. So good on you, Kia. Like, a lot of value for money here, a lot of features, and really a nice car overall. I think it's handsome to look at. I'm impressed that the wind noise in the car is really pretty minimal. I think a lot of that, I think they did kind of extensive wind tunnel testing. It just doesn't seem like this car, causes much disturbance as it drives. Like the air just kind of goes right over it. So very impressed with that, indeed. And just the overall experience, I give it a thumbs up, even just from spending 20 minutes behind the wheel and then an hour and a half as the passenger. Legroom over here, oh my goodness, fantastic. I was really pleased with that. It looks like there's decent legroom in the rear, and you saw the trunk, so it's pretty good. I am in a place that I've never been before, which is kind of exciting for me, just because it's nice to travel every now and then. No, this is strictly business. It's still fun to kind of see some new sights and drive another car, because that's also fun for me. Try and show you some of the. This is a car channel, but hey, like, we should enjoy the sights. And even though it's raining, it's still beautiful. Look at that. That's amazing. Really fun. And I can think of much worse cars to be in than the K5. Really a pleasant surprise. I guess it wasn't a surprise. I knew it was going to be good because I have an Optima. I remember the other thing I was going to mention, and I forgot to mention earlier. I was talking about the seats, and how I would like the driver's seat to be a little more comfortable, but it does have that nice kind of ratcheting adjustable thing for the seat bottom, and it's the same on the driver and passenger. It's all manual, it's not power adjusted, but for a base model car, it's nice to have that level of adjustment. And oftentimes you won't get that kind of adjustment unless you spend some more money and get a higher trim. So really pleased with that. That's a nice feature. Hopefully later I can report back on the headlights, tell you if those are any good. I don't have high hopes, but I'm cautiously optimistic. Hey, Corvette, very nice. C6 convertible. Looked like a Grand Sport almost, but I can't tell. Did they make a Grand Sport convertible? I think they did. I would love to have a Grand Sport, but I love my base model. It's awesome too. So I'm gonna keep on driving, and before I forget, I've also got the 12-volt input, the USB, USB port, and then also a regular USB, just charge only thing, which is great. You've got your auto hold, you've got your electronic parking brake, and it's funny to kind of say that, like, just the basic features and that used to be like super duper high tech. Only the fanciest of cars would have all of that stuff. So it's really pretty amazing just how nice these cars are getting. There was one thing I noticed with the fit and finish. I don't know if it's necessarily a mistake, but I'll get you in here. Kind of that just kind of looks weird, having that kind of straight line shootout. It just kind of looks like it doesn't fit. Same thing over here. I guess guess that's all correct. It just, it's bothering my OCD. The other thing I noticed just with fit and finish is like this grill here seems like it's kind of coming up. I mean, not a big deal. Wouldn't really affect much of anything. But just the overall quality of this dashboard, I'd give it a B+, A-. It really could be better. It looks nice until you kind of start looking closer. And this is a rental car, so obviously it gets beat up more than your standard K5, but I think this is a good, I think rental cars are always a good kind of like litmus test to see how a car is really going to handle a beating in the real world. Because if, and this only has like 21,894 miles. So I'd be curious to see what it looks like in 50,000, depending upon who's rented it. So anyway, that's a little bit about the K5. I'll probably show you a little bit more on my way back when it's dark. Okay, I know I said I wasn't going to be back, but I'm back. So two more things I just kind of forgot to mention. One, the standard stereo sounds okay. It's not awesome. It's okay. If you're not a music nut, it's fine. If you like music, you're not going to be happy. You need the better one, in my opinion. So there's that. And the other thing that I found, if you throw it into manual mode, which is cool, this thing has 8 speeds, man, which is pretty nuts. So sometimes, like, I found the car was kind of like lugging a little bit, especially like in smart mode, and it's because it's in 8th gear going so all in the efforts to save gas, no doubt. When it's in smart mode, it kind of lugs off the line. There's like no power, and then it punches you real hard. So in sport mode, it eliminates all of that. So I kind of prefer sport mode, but I'll throw it back into smart and we'll see what it. Oh yeah, that throws it into 8th gear. Gives you that smart gas mileage, not the dumb gas mileage. So yeah, it definitely feels like it's lugging. Still plenty of pep, but it's not as immediate. So anywho, I gotta find where I'm going here, but I'll be back later. Well, folks, we'll talk about a couple more quirks and features before we get on the road. We're in the Kia K5. So I just wanted to kind of cover back seat room. Not too bad. If you can see my legs, I mean, I am touching the seat, but I'm sitting behind myself. So considering how far back I had the seat, that's pretty impressive. Not a whole lot to see here, folks. Just a little cup holder, and that's nice. Kind of hard to get my feet out. And let's just see if, I don't know if these seats fold down or not. It looks like they do. Just can't see where they fold down from. Turns out the seats do fold down. You pull from here. And I don't know what happens next. That doesn't work. And yeah, they totally fold down. Okay, mystery solved. Take a little tour back here. And talking about front seats, here's that ratcheting adjustment I was talking about. So if you want to kind of raise the seat up, you can do that. Or drop it back down. Pretty easy. Not very fancy, but very functional, and we like that. Well, let's fire it up. No drama there. So we'll fire it up. As I was saying, we'll fire it up and hit the road. Looks like we do have LED headlights, so hopefully they are nice and bright. I will check back in later. Here we go. right, friends. So here we are. It's dark outside. I still haven't had this car on a stretch of road where it's kind of just me, and I'm trying to see where I'm going. But these headlights seem better than the ones in my Optima. Like, better. They're not awesome, but they're decent. I think they're definitely an improvement. So I'm going to wrap up my review of this car just with a few thoughts. First being that I was able to kind of do a little research. So this is the LXS model. It's not actually the baseline. I guess the LX is the baseline, and then LXS, and then you've got GT. So from a little bit of reading that I did, the GT is kind of the sweet spot. You know, you can also get the EX, and I think there was one other trim level, but like Car and Driver really like the GT line because you can get that with a 290 horse turbocharged 2.5 liter, and that'll do 0 to 60 in something like 5.7 seconds, like pretty fast. This car, 1.6 liter turbocharged inline 4, is going to do 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds. And you know, when you consider, like, for example, my 98 LS400, that'll do 0 to 60 in about 6.5. So this is a half a second faster. I mean slower, excuse me. Half a second slower, but it has half as many cylinders, and it gets almost double the gas mileage of my LS400. So it is pretty amazing, like, what the technology is capable of. So my final thoughts on the car, and in this trim level, it starts at around, I think, $25,000, which for a new car in today's market is pretty amazing. I mean, good luck finding one for 25, but you know, that's what they say. That's what the MSRP is. Probably cost you more like 30, and then if you get one equipped how I would want it, it would probably be 35 to 37. I'm not saying I would spend that kind of money, but if I just needed a 4-door sedan for under $30,000, I think I would run towards this car as fast as I could. I mean, I really like it, if you can't tell. I think it's a really, really good car. And I came into it with an open mind. Granted, I own an Optima, so, you know, I'm familiar with the layout. So there's a little bit of bias that way, but I really tried to kind of look at this as a brand new car. Like, this is not the Optima. This is a K5. This is different. And I mean, I'm just really impressed. I think it has a lot of really nice upscale features at not an upscale price, which is really impressive. The chassis is really good. Like, it handles really, really. I filmed a little short where I was like giving it the beans going around a corner, and I thought I was going to have to lift, but I was able to kind of keep it matted, and the car really held on beautifully. I was quite amazed. So, good chassis, good suspension. They really did their homework. This car, this really is a upgrade from the previous Optima, and that, you know, and that's the car I own, which I think is a darn good car. So, you know, they had to work hard to beat that. But man, this car is great. I wouldn't hesitate to get in this and drive it anywhere. So 2 thumbs up for me. I'm 6'2", you know, I'm a bigger guy, and there's plenty of room. My friend that was driving earlier, who you didn't see, he is not 6'2", you know, and you know, he's not as big as me, and he was very comfortable in the car. So I think it's a good design that will work for drivers of all sizes. I would recommend, you know, if you're a single person, it's just going to be you driving, then the LSX trim could be just fine. And with the level of features that this car has, you don't feel like you're slumming it. But if you're married, or, you know, have a significant other that you're going to be sharing the car with, I would recommend, you know, having a package of car that comes with memory seats, obviously, and power seats, because this doesn't have that. But like memory mirrors and all of that good stuff, you just kind of miss it. And like in this case, like, you know, we're sharing a car on this business trip, so, you know, it would be nice to have those features available for memory. But really, not much to complain about with this car. I am noticing a bit of wind noise coming from this window. I don't know if it's because it's a rental car. I don't know if it's because it's really windy outside. Like, who knows? But let's see if I can get you close to that. Maybe that's just how it sounds. But it's a little noisier just on this side, on this door, than my Optima is. So that's just something to check. Again, I don't know if all K5s do that or if it's just this one. With rental cars, all kinds of crazy stuff happens. Previous renters. So, but yeah, 2 thumbs up. I really like it. And, and I think this is a platform that is just going to get better. And I commend Kia on continuing to make sedans, even though so much of the market is all about the crossover SUVs and stuff like that, which, not everybody needs. I think a good 4-door sedan is good for a lot of things, and especially if it's just you driving around, this is a nice way to go. I like this car. It rocks. So, as always, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one.